there's another one. What is that? Oh, look at the size of that warmouth. Got him. On the jig. But I think if we keep that jig in the water, we're gonna catch a solid one. He's getting on the right track with length anyways. When you combine a swim bait with a crankbait, I'm a happy camper. And it gets good reaction bites out of bass. We're in one of my favorite areas of Texas right now today, guys. And that is far away from the Metroplex. We're quite a ways west. We got some real clear water and an overcast day. Hopefully we can get on some bass. Got a little one, I think, guys. Yep, little one on the Gilling. Well, you saw him. He had the back treble. I'm gonna fish the Gilling more in the windy spots. We've got a strong south wind, and it's gonna be anywhere from 70 to about 83 degrees today, so. Got one. Another really small male, guys. Lifted him up out of the water. We're gonna try to catch fish on as many baits as we possibly can today. Bait number one, Gilling Twister 75, little male bass. In terms of selection, you just saw the Gilling. I've got a little 6-foot rod with the Moondog Mighty Minnow and the Spy jig. I've got a 1/8 ounce HH Customs ball head jig with a Great Lakes Finesse snack craw on it. I got the G-Crack superu swimmer tied up. I got an FOF fishing wake bait, and I've got the tried and true 6 cents 2.7 Divine line through. Ish. That one feels a little better, guys. On the Gilling. Let's go. Yeah, guys, so how I plan on doing this, I've got some baits that I plan on fishing in more of the calm water, and then I've got a few baits that I can cast well into the wind and fish more in the rough water and the windy water. The Gilling is definitely doing better in the choppy water. I tried throwing the superu in the choppy water. It casts really well, but I think the action's just a little bit too subtle for the stuff that's churned up. He's not too bad. He's about both of the fish that we caught earlier put together. I'm throwing that Gilling Twister on my Dobbins 700C with the Cast King Zephyr and 8-pound fluoro, guys. It's a little heavier. This thing is actually like 1/4 to 3/8 of an ounce, somewhere in there. So you definitely don't want to cast it off with 6-pound line or get broken off fishing it around rocks and timber, which is where I like to fish it, just like a crankbait. Got him on the pause. It's another little one. Oh, it's a crappie. Multi-species on the Gilling. No wonder he hit it on the pause. First multi-species action of the morning, guys. White crappie on the crankdown swim bait. Fish. Got a little one on the superu, guys. Thank you. There's another bait off the list. And I'm running it just a little bit different than I normally fish it. This lake is not that big, but it is very deep for its size and it's clear. So I want that sink rate, that fall rate to be a little faster. Got a suspend dot on either side, and it increased that sink rate by about 1 foot a second. Long, skinny male guy. He does not look too good. He should be a lot fatter than that. But nonetheless, there's another fish on a different bait. G-Crack superu swimmer. 1/4 ounce, about 90 millimeters long. I've got that bait on my Cast King Kestrel light action 6'9" BFS rod with my Sioux Dark Wolf and 6-pound fluoro. Awesome. Got another one. That one might be better, guys. A little bit better. No, he's pretty small too, but he's pretty. He's not skinny. Oh, wasn't skinny anyway. Little bass. Let's get him in the boat though. That's a 1/8 ounce HH Customs Cush Ball micro jig with a 2.1 inch Great Lakes Finesse snack craw on it. I got the matte black today with the overcast sky. Just a green pumpkin jig with that black trailer. I need a little bit more leverage for the hook sets, guys, and I want to have a little more confidence that I'm not going to break off a jig hook set. I got my Dobbins 7.4 Ultra Finesse Sierra with 7-pound Sunline FC Sniper on a Sioux Dark Bull. Got it. That's a little better on the jig, guys. That snack craw's got the floating claws, so it's kind of like a hybrid Ned rig jig. I haven't thrown a jig in a while, guys. And I really haven't been on a jig bite in a while, so I'm gonna keep throwing it through this calm water through here. It's pretty fun, and when you feel them thump it, it's hard to beat, so I'm gonna see if I can catch a better one. There's one. Small. Not too bad though. Still on the jig. That one might be better, guys, on the jig. Yeah, that one's better. Hopefully he doesn't spit it. Take him. Getting on a pretty good jig bite here, y'all. Love throwing that little snack craw, little HH Custom micro. Makes a really good platform for it. That one size 1 VMC hook comes right through the end of it, keeps that trailer in place. And that Dobbins 740 Sierra is helping me keep leverage on them. There's another one. What is that? That is a huge warmouth. Good grief. That is the biggest warmouth I've ever caught. That is insane. Felt like a bass. Oh, look at the size of that warmouth. He just ate the Great Lakes Finesse snack craw and the HH Custom jig. Oh, it's a little better too. On the jig, guys. Not too bad. Golly. Not too bad, guys. These are at least decently long and they're choking it. Oh. A little bit better. Ooh. Lots of little ones. Lots of little ones. Ooh. Yeah, not too big, guys, but cross another bait off of the list. We got one on the line through. Y'all are no stranger to seeing that. Line through, 1/8 ounce treble head with a tiny treble hook on top and the 2.7 Divine. Another little bass. Oh yeah, they're gonna like that little trout spinner bait. Oh, that's cool. Another species. Guys, and I wanted to give a shout out to a guy named Zach from Trout Wizard on Instagram. He gifted me this little trout size spinner bait and just mailed it over to me from the West Coast. So huge thanks to you, man. He calls it a spell slinger. And it's actually got some good weight to it, so it casts really well and is fishing fairly deep. Little green sunfish hit it on the first time I ever casted it, so that's pretty cool. Ooh. Not super big, but decent. That Gilling swimmer is the perfect swim bait for this body of water. I could probably just tee off on them all day with that thing. But I'm still gonna try throwing a few more different kinds of baits, guys. Ooh. Yep. Another one on the Gilling. I think the Gilling's working so well because I'm fishing it around all of this standing timber around here. There's timber all over, poking out of the water. I throw that square bill like swim bait around there and they tee off on it. Got one on the spy jig in my little rod. Nice. 6-foot rod. 4-pound mono. There's another bait to cross off the list, guys. The spy jig. That specializes in calm, flat water. Throwing that 1/16 ounce spy jig mighty minnow combo on that new little 6-foot rod that I got off Amazon, the Handing Magic. 6-foot light action, rated 2 to 10 gram lures, and 3 to 8 pound line with the Sioux Dark Wolf on there and 4-pound mono. On the spy jig. Not a bad one either. I caught a really nice one back by some brush over there that I'm not sure if my camera picked up or not, guys, but that's two decent ones on the Euro-Tackle B-Vibe and the spy jig. There's another little one. That's pretty much the size of the one that we just lost, guys. I'm telling you, in the calm water, a spy jig will absolutely kill him. This lake is pretty stunted, don't get me wrong, but numbers wise it's hard to beat, that's for sure. There's one. Oh, pulling a little drag. Oh, got another species, guys. Another species. We got a warmouth, green sunfish, crappie, bass, and now this thing. Little drum buddy with a yellow belly on the spy jig, the 6-foot handing rod, and the 2-inch Euro-Tackle B-Vibe spy jig combo on 4-pound line. Fish. Woo! Spy jig fish again. Guys, that is a ton of fun. Throwing that little 6-foot rod one-handed, that little spy jig. Even though the bass aren't big today, I'm still having a lot of fun. Got him. There's a decent one. On the jig. Clear water jig fish. Not bad at all. Alright. Woohoo! That might be one of the big ones of the day. I'll take you. Midday jig bite. That 7.4 Dobbins makes a really good jig rod. It's like moderate fast. It's almost good for anything, and super long to really whip your casts out there. I love it. That 7-pound Sunline is significantly thicker than 6-pound fluoro, guys. I don't know what it is. It wouldn't seem like it would be much of a difference, but there is a huge difference between 7-pound fluoro and 6-pound fluoro, and that 7-pound fluoro for those 1/8 ounce jigs is absolutely necessary. Still throwing the Great Lakes Finesse Snack Craw and the HH Custom Micro Cush Ball jig. Got one, cast it on one right under there. Coming right to me. Another one on the Cush Ball and Snack Craw. Got one. Another decent one, guys. Very nice. Jig is choked. Definitely are catching the longer fish on the jig, but still nothing huge. Guys, I think if we keep putting time into this jig, I got a couple more spots where I've caught some big bass in the past, but I think if we keep that jig in the water, we're gonna catch a solid one. He's getting on the right track with length anyways. There he is. It's not a bad one. So I think the jig is definitely what it's going to take to get a bigger bite. Long and skinny. Alright guys, last ditch effort to catch us a nice fish. That's what I've been throwing, the Micro Cush Ball with the Snack Craw. Look at that in comparison to this. So that's got a 2.4 inch Eurotackle Metacraw on it. It's got an EWG hook on it that's free to swing. And it's got a 3/16 ounce tungsten head on it. It's called a Bait Finesse Evo jig. So it's definitely a bigger profile. We're gonna take it over to that last bank and see if we can catch us a good one. Oh, on the Evo. On the Evo, guys. Is it good? Not bad. Still can't get over about this size though for some reason, man. But cross it off as another bait that we put a fish on the boat on. Bait Finesse Evo jig. And that thing is a pleasure to throw. It pairs perfect with a Eurotackle Metacraw on there. You can swap out any kind of a hook that you want to put on that, but that has a size 1 EWG hook on there, I believe. Couldn't get away from that one. I took my shirt off in hopes of getting a big fish to bite, because for whatever reason, anytime I've ever caught like a true giant, I've had my shirt off. Like all but 1 or 2 times that I've caught a fish like in the 8-pound range, I've had my shirt off. So my logic was, if I take it off, maybe it'll happen. I don't know if it's gonna happen today, guys. On the Evo. There's one more on the Evo jig. Oh, better one, guys, on the Gilling. Gotta keep them away, from that. That might be one of the better ones of the day right there. I'm just kind of cranking these offshore rock piles. I love that Gilling just for the purpose that I can treat it like a crankbait. I'm wind, pause, burn, pause, and it's just like floating up, darting, and it gets good reaction bites out of bass. When you combine a swim bait with a crankbait, I'm a happy camper. Well guys, that's gonna do it for today's edit. I wasn't out here all that long, but my gosh, did we catch a ton of fish. No joke, was up around the 30 to 40 fish mark. There's no way I could include all of these fish on the edit. My main goal was to try to catch them on as many different baits as I could. I was able to do it on 7 different baits, and I was really trying hard to get to 10, but some of the baits that I had tied on that I thought I was gonna do well with couldn't get bit. So let's go over the 7 baits that I caught fish on. Probably the bait of the day was the G-Crack Gilling 75, that crank down swim bait. It was perfect for the timber and the rocks around here, caught the most numbers, and actually caught the biggest fish, I think, there at the end. I did catch a few fish on the superu finally. I got those suspend dots on there to make it run a little bit deeper. And the bait Finesse Evo jig I tried to put on there at the end to get a big bite. Still was catching about the same size of fish as I was on the micro cush ball with the snack craw on there. And honestly, the snack craw, I mean, I could have thrown that all day as well and just destroyed them. And I was catching some decent fish on that as well, not all super dinks. And then you saw, maybe if I included it in the edit, I caught a small one on the line through. They really didn't want that, which is strange because I figured that one would have killed here. But it was having trouble getting snagged up in the timber way too much, so I didn't throw it all that much. And I actually caught a couple of really quality fish on the spy jig, which you guys that have been watching me through February, I mean, you're not surprised that I was catching decent sized bass on it. And it was a whole lot of fun to catch it on that 4-pound mono and that handing Magic. And then I did catch a green sunfish there on that trout spinner, so that makes 7. The ones that I couldn't get bit on top water, I was trying to throw the pipsqueak and just couldn't get anything to commit top water. And what really surprised me is I gave the sneaky spin a solid 30 to 40 casts and just couldn't get bit on it. So I guess it just wasn't the sneaky spins day. But if y'all stuck with me this long, I really appreciate it. This one was probably a pretty long edit. Leave a like for me if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet. Please talk with me down in the comments below, and please share this with a finesse loving friend. Let's help grow this channel and the finesse loving family. Check out the links that I leave in the description above to some discount codes and my stickers, and check out the link that I leave in the pinned comment below for more playlists of my videos with bait finesse action on them. But other than that, y'all take her easy, and we'll catch you on the next one. Oakley, can you say bye? Shake, shake. Good girl.